The Jamie Dyer Show.
Right, so I'm here today with the organisers of the Festival of the Arts, which is happening in Bognor in Hotham Park over the weekend. Good morning, good afternoon and good evening to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, as I say, there's a group here, so there'll be all different voices. Would you like to introduce yourself individually?
I'm Annabelle and I'm the project manager.
I'm Kaylee, I'm PR and sponsorship manager.
I'm Imani and I'm the finance manager.
I'm Charlotte and I'm the marketing manager.
I'm Polly, I'm the volunteer manager.
I'm Helen, I'm the health and safety manager.
And I'm also Charlotte and I am the operations manager.
Right, so when you're coming up with an event idea, what happens? You know, do you all sit around a table, or is it like this, or is it... How did you come up with the idea for the event?
We were given the initial brief by Arran District Council because they wanted us to raise awareness of arts and craft in the district. So as a group, we've all voiced our ideas and different opinions to help build up the event to make it a fun day.
Yeah, and what then happens? Obviously, you've been given the brief. How do you go about organising? Because there's a lot of things going on with the Festival of the Arts.
So we start off with creating a basic event plan. So we did one just before Christmas and then we work on it all through the year. So that has everything in there, detailing from logistics to decoration, who's going to be there, stalls, performers, all sorts. So we all take individual bits, get the work done and then bring it together and create Festival of the Arts.
Yeah, we had to identify the types of arts that we wanted to showcase as well. So it wasn't just one type of arts like painting. It was being diverse and kind of expanding on it. So we've got, painting, drawing, jewellery making,
pottery,
etc.
mosaics, felting, all that sort of thing happening.
Yeah, and how do you obviously have to do a lot of research into the local area to find all these different things. Did you have to do a lot of research?
There's a lot of emails.
Yeah, essentially just all took a bit and just searched the internet and local companies around, made a list and then each just contacted a few people on the list.
I see. So can one or two, if you want to, obviously explain what your role involves?
So I'm operations, so mine involves the logistics, so how we get people in and out of the site both safely and on time. What's on site, so everything from audio to marquee, making sure everything runs smoothly on the day.
So that's, is that like security as well?
I know security comes under the health and safety, but I just ensure that everyone's doing what they need to do and the event will run on time and smoothly as possible.
Are there certain things happening at certain times, or is it literally just a free-for-all?
So we've got the bandstand, which is playing a variety of acts throughout the day. So we've got different bands, a dance group, singers, so there's a wide range of people throughout the day.
While that's going on, we've got a selection of stalls. We've got 30 stall holders with us, so they'll be selling and displaying their work, as well as a gallery marquee with artists and demonstrations as well.
And we have a workshop for children to design their own mandala card, basically, that will be at certain time slots for children to be able to sign up and take part and learn something new, basically.
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, you know, there's a certain amount of you. What about the volunteers? Do you have volunteers, local volunteers?
Yes, we've got 33 volunteers coming for the day.
33?
Yeah.
That's
popular.
How do you go about advertising for volunteers?
It was a lot through family and friends, and it's also on websites like Volunteer Now, so it's in the local area. So we've got a couple of people interested through there, and then some university students as well.
Yeah, well, you've done a very good job on all the social media stuff. It's very, as you say, very coherent. Everything kind of works with each other. Is there anything which you as a group have not been able to do, which you've had to outsource from somewhere else?
We've got sound technicians coming on the day, mainly because we need someone to be there to keep track of it all day. If we're all running around doing things, we don't know whether something's gone wrong or if something's too loud or too quiet, so we have people coming to do that.
Obviously, and are they part of the 33 volunteers?
No, they're separate to
that. Thought I'd ask, because
Yeah.
I can't imagine that being a voluntary position. Obviously, after the event has finished, are there any plans to do a future one or anything else?
That's up to the Arran District Council. Basically, they will see the success of it and decide whether they want to do it annually or if it's just a once-off.
Although a lot of our stalls have said they'd like to do it next year, so I'm sure they'll be able to convince the council to do it.
Yeah.
It just depends whether we're up for.
Yeah.
Well,
We'll come back as a team and do it again.
well, that is a really tall order. Really, there's a lot to obviously think about and do. How long does it take you to plan something like this?
We started technically August last year. Well, we say June last year.
Yeah, mixed in June.
Yeah.
About a year in the making.
What do you first do when you're thinking of something? Is it literally, or is it just down to the brief?
Venue was the first thing that we did.
Yeah.
Obviously, the number of people that we're expecting, we had to find a venue that was suitable to hold that many people. So that was the first thing that we did. We booked that up with the council, and then it sort of went from there really.
We kind of did like a mind map of everything we could possibly have at the event, and just kind of narrowed it down from there.
Picked our favourite aspects of what we put on the piece of paper, and then sort of went from there really.
And anything that wouldn't work, we've changed or adjusted accordingly.
Yeah, obviously the Hoffman Park is quite a popular venue. It's a big venue. Obviously, it's not ticketed, is it? It is free entry.
It's free.
Yeah. Do you think that kind of encourages more people to come and have a look? I mean,
We hope so, because we want it to be a community event. We want a wide range of people there to come and enjoy the day with us, and there's lots there to do for all ages, and so we hope that entices people to come.
And also with it being the bank holiday weekend as well, there'll be a lot of people sort of around and about in Bognor, sort of on holiday or just visiting for the weekend. So that was why we picked that date as well, just to get the number of people there to see what was on offer.
yeah, I mean, there'll be a lot of people, as you say, in Bognor anyway, because of the bank holiday. Was that always a set date, or was that literally just something that you organised?
It was the main reason why we wanted that date, obviously, because of attendance numbers. We figured it would obviously help. So that was one of the main reasons why we went for that date.
Yeah, and do you have any officials or anything opening the event, or is it just literally going to be, we're open, come in?
We'll have an MC introducing the event, so he'll be opening it, and the mayor is going to be present on the day.
So we've heard about a couple of your roles on the day. What about everybody else? What will you be doing on the particular day during the event?
So I'll be at the bandstand. I'll be ensuring that everybody gets on and off the stage quickly, smoothly, quietly, and to make sure that the acts stick to their time slot, to make sure that we don't overrun and everybody has their time to show their different talents.
That is a problem in some cases, isn't it? Do you have to work out set lists and things with them and timings, or have you literally just left it up to them?
A lot of the bands don't have a set list. They come and perform with no backing tracks, but those who do have a backing track, it's timed. So they'll have their slots, and it's not fair if they run over, because we want to get everybody on the stage, we want everyone to have a go and show their performance.
Of course, you don't want any overrun. Obviously, what happens if it does overrun? Obviously, that then makes the event later, or do you just
pull the plug?
There's no option for overrunning.
There's like a 5-minute slot in between each act, so that sort of acts like a buffer in between them. So if they are a few minutes, we'll make the time up before 5.
And what's in between each act, given no one overruns?
We have Adam Turner, who is our MC for the day, so he'll be speaking to the crowd, helping get them involved, introducing the act, thanking the previous act, and also
telling them about the things that are happening as well.
Letting people know about the day, to make sure that everybody who attends is aware that there is all the different marquees and the galleries, and just helping spread the crowds around the park.
We'll have a constant flow of music playing as well, so when there's not an act on the stage, there will be music playing as well to keep the atmosphere alive.
Yeah. So what about you? What were you doing on the day?
I'm the main contact for the stalls.
Right.
So basically I'm just assisting them if they need anything, making sure that, obviously because we have 30, we have to make sure that they're all selling the things that they mention and not bring in extras that we haven't health and safety checked and everything like that.
Yeah.
And just making sure that we can help them in any way they need help.
And in particular, what kind of stalls are going to be at the event?
We've got a variety, so we've got like handmade soya candles, we have jewellery stores, we have clothes, handmade clothes, we've got glass jewellery, we have
Book
soaps, so it's book art.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're really good. And we have handmade cards. Pardon?
Hair feathers.
Hair
Or
feathers.
face painting.
Face painting for the children.
Anything you can
Glitter
imagine.
tattoos.
And did they approach you, or is that part of the phoning up process?
Well, we went to a few arts and crafts fairs as well in the local area so that we could get people involved from here. And then we researched all the arts and crafts people in Bognor, contacted them, but we did have quite a few contact us as well. Very interested.
Well, yeah, once, I know from personal experience, once people find out about an event, they all want to jump on it if they think it's worth their while. What about you on the day? What will you be doing?
So I'm in charge of customer service. I'll be looking after our VIP guests and kind of just floating around throughout the day to make sure everyone's okay. Customers are happy, know what they're doing, and just making sure everything's running smoothly.
What about you?
I'm the main contact for the food vendors, so if they need anything or if they have any queries, I'll be the person that they contact and I can sort it out.
Yeah. Did you need to sort out any health and safety things prior to that? Or
Yeah, there was a lot of things. So we needed to make sure that every food vendor had 5-star hygiene rating, otherwise they couldn't come to the event. They needed obviously all the relevant insurance, public liability, so I needed to get all their paperwork and risk assessments together, and then I handed that over to Helen, so now she has a massive folder of all the information.
Well, it's good to keep track of it, obviously, and how did you find, all of you really, how did you find the food vendors?
A lot of them contacted us because obviously we've got the website and all the social media, so a lot of them contacted us because they were excited about being part of it. So we've got a wide variety, so we've got pizzas, paella, burgers, hot dogs, jacket potatoes, so we've got a huge variety of food.
Well, it's certainly so. I mean, obviously it's not arts created. Is there like a food art stall somewhere?
Oh no, we could have done that, couldn't we? Food art.
It's the chocolate lady.
There's chocolate and
Yeah.
all that sort of thing, but
They'd
no,
be
it might
a stall
finished.
if they are.
Yes. And what about you on the day?
And so we're overlooking all the volunteers, just organising breaks and things like that, and just make sure they're all happy, really. Make sure they're doing their job roles and things.
Yeah, I mean, volunteers, I mean, obviously you mentioned they all come from all different places, obviously students volunteer now, probably a couple of the other websites and stuff as well. How do you delegate roles? Do they come to you or do you say, well, you've got this experience, or do they specify any particular role that they want to?
Yeah, it's a bit of both really. Like a lot of people said it was optional, so they didn't mind what they'd done, and a lot of people wrote a deferred job role down, so if they wanted one, they could have it if they wanted it. If not, then I started getting it myself.
Okay, and obviously, what would the volunteers do? Because obviously the stall holders and such, and the bands and everything, that doesn't count into the volunteers. It would be, so what would the volunteers do?
So they'll be like on the gates, just to make sure that we have not overcrowding and things like that. They'll be like site marshal, just making sure the performers are like taking chairs on and off the stage, just looking after all the art workshops, things like that. Just floating around the area to make sure everyone's okay really. And like car marshals to make sure that they get in and out of the site safely.
Yeah, which Hotham Park is pretty much, it's quite simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
They've probably already got plans in place for things like that, but as you say, volunteers. What about you on the day? What will you be doing?
I'll be overseeing all the health and safety to ensure it all runs smoothly. So coordinating with the security on site, and then we've got St John's ambulance as well, so making sure they're all okay, and ensuring that there's no overcrowding in the marquees or in general.
So a very, very similar job to you in a way. Do you speak to each other when you're doing these things? Obviously you're all communicating. I mean, how do you do that? Was that a verbal or text message, or?
We've all got radios.
You've got radios?
On the day we've got radios, yeah. In the planning stages we have group meetings on our phones and all sorts. Yeah, but yeah, on the day we just, everyone muck in, get your job done. Anything, if we've got problems, we'll sort it out together.
Well, that's good. It's a team effort, and obviously, have you rehearsed on the radios at all, or is it just?
We get them Friday, so we will have to rehearse them. But
Well, you will, because you'll obviously
We'll see.
need call signs and all sorts of things to
having
so,
some days.
so that you know who's talking. So what about you? I mean, we've already kind of covered what it is you'll do, but
Yeah.
if you want
So
to.
operations on the day. So I'm in charge of getting everyone loaded in and out. We've got a lot of cars moving on site during the day as well, so I'm in charge of getting marshals there, getting the car out safely, moving any volunteers or guests out the way so they don't get squished.
Yeah.
It's all about timing for me.
Well, at least you're in good humour about it, because that's a big undertaking, obviously, to do an event of that type. I mean, do you ever do any of you sit there and go, I'm never doing this again, or do you get a genuine buzz from it?
I think we're all quite excited for the day,
Yeah.
so I doubt anyone's regretting anything yet.
We get little shock moments like, oh my god, have I done that?
The
Or
4
what
o'clock in the
can
morning
be
start might be the time when we're a bit
Yeah.
sort of iffy about the whole idea, but
It'll be fun.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
That's quite early. Obviously, do you all live local, or do you have to
No.
travel?
No, we're staying in a Premier Inn down the road, so we'd have to drive an hour to get here at half 4. So smart planning.
That's good planning. Did you have to organise that, or was that just a personal thing?
It's just Helen, she was like, should we stay down the road? I was like,
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, let's do
drive
that.
an hour,
I'm staying
leave
down
at
the road as
3.
well.
Oh yeah,
Don't
Charlotte's
fancy an
fun.
hour drive, but
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's a lot of commitment, and obviously since you've been doing it since last June, that is a heavy. And I know how slow these things can be, where obviously you email people and they don't always get back to you and things like
Get
that.
back to you.
Of our lives.
Or they get back a little bit
Too
a bit late.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh, about that thing. Yeah, that's been and gone. That was last year, sort of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
yeah, we've had a few people this week that still want to attend, but we've just had to have a cut-off point because of getting programmes printed, so it's a shame that we haven't been able to include them, but
Like stalls and food vendors
Yeah.
and stuff.
there's a lot of people really interested, but hopefully next year, if it happens again, they can get in time.
I think a lot of that is down to the fact that when you first start out, they're like, people aren't really that kind of receptive of it, and then the moment it looks like it's coming.
Yeah.
I mean, someone told me yesterday, they were organising an event locally, and people are only really interested like a couple of days before rather than 6 months before, because obviously some of these vendors and things must have been booked way in advance to
Yeah.
As
ensure.
soon as you start to say, sort of try and contact them in sort of July time, they're just not interested because they know that they've got a lot of things before that, sort of Christmas.
Yeah.
So trying to get anybody to answer before Christmas was just impossible. So it did all sort of start coming together early January, with a lot of people then wanting to book up for the summer season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think they were quite dubious as well about is this happening? What is it like? Is it going to be good? Like, is it worth my money? So it was just a case of once word of mouth got spread round. I think someone said that 2 parents were having a chat in the school car park or something, wasn't it? And then they mentioned, oh, you should do the event, and next
word
thing
of
you know-
mouth got
Yeah.
around. And because it's the first time it's ever happened, we can't go on previous experience.
Yeah.
So
You've got no
we can't say, well,
reputation.
last year was a huge success, so this year will be the same, because we don't know, but
No.
we've just marketed it to the
It was.
success.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
It already is a success.
Yeah.
Cheesy.
No, you didn't have the delivery, so it's fine. It's a different delivery. What do you have to do before the event, obviously, because you've got the event on Saturday? What is there to do before there, apart from getting up at 4 in the morning? of course?
Make the park look pretty.
Yeah, Friday we're spending the whole day sorting out decorations and things like that, blowing up the hundreds of balloons.
Marking
girls
out
are-
the site, making sure everything actually fits, because we've measured it, but
The
do
girls
we
are doing the
know?
signage today as well, to
Yeah.
put around the park so everyone knows where they're going.
And obviously that's volunteers as well helping, or is it just be
Well, the girls are doing the signs today.
right?
They're making them.
And then it'll be us, all of us on the Friday, and then obviously volunteers start arriving on site at 7 o'clock on Saturday. So they will be there to help with some of it, but we're hoping to get most of it up and sorted before they get there, because we obviously know how it needs to be
Yeah.
and how we want it to look. So
Yeah, and obviously there will be people listening or watching who might want to know about the event. You know, when is the event and what is the event? What can they do? Can they go onto a website, or is there, you know, social media? Just give us some information really on that.
So yeah, we do have a website, which is www.festivalofthearts.co.uk. Or we've got our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. I'm not sure, we've got quite a few, but yeah, if you just type us in, you'll find something on us, and all the details are on there. So it's down here in Hotham Park in Bognor, 30th, so this Saturday, 11 till 5, completely free. Bring your friends, bring your family, everyone to come along.
Yeah, well, I wish you the very best of luck with it, and I really hope that I'm sure it will be a success, obviously, and it sounds like you've all pretty much nailed everything that you've needed to do, because organising any event, anything, is very, very difficult to do. So I do wish you the very best of luck with it, and hopefully there's a huge turnout on Saturday.
Yeah, fingers
Thank
crossed.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
The Jamie Dyer Show.